going to get to hear their story. Get your tissues ready. Please welcome Abby Gray and Ben and Larry Sparks. Read it, Abby Gray and Ben and Larry Sparks.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Before we begin, we want to tell you why we are up here together. I'm here with my husband, Reed, and alongside us are Larry and Beth Sparks. At first glance, we look like two families who came to the Transplant games together, but our connection runs much deeper than that. In January of 2019, Reed received a liver transplant. That gift came from Beth and Larry's son, Clayton. Before that day, we had never met. Today, our families have shared birthdays, holidays, celebrations, tears, and countless memories. Our twins, Oliver and Kaylee, know Beth and Larry as Bibi and Pops. They are another set of grandparents to our kids. They know Clayton's name and speak it often. Our son, Oliver, carries Clayton's name as his middle name. And they know that because of one incredibly generous decision made during an unimaginably difficult time, their dad is here. We refer to Clayton as our family's superhero. When people think about organ donation, they often think about a surgery or a hospital room. But for us, organ donation became a relationship. And tonight, we'd like to share a little more about our superhero.
Hello, my name is Larry Sparks. I'm Clayton's dad. So I was asked to say some of the joy that Clayton brought to people. First off, for his mom and I, every day that he was in our life, he brought us joy. But whenever I think about what happened after the funeral, there was a young lady that called Beth and told her, I want to tell you what Clayton did for me. It was the first high school dance, and Clayton was the guy, he was popular. I mean, when he walked in, everybody knew Clayton was there. He joked around, carried around. So he saw this young girl, and I think she had some sort of handicap. And she was up there by herself. So he saw her, and she said he came to her and told her, I want you to come and meet my friends. And she said, I don't want to do that, Clayton. And he said, no, come on over. It's no big deal. Come on over. And she said, I don't want to, but if you know Clayton, you might as well go because he's going to force you to go. So she said he introduced her to all of his friends, and she said that changed my life because they're still friends today. And that takes me to last night when they were speaking about donors, and only everybody that signs their driver's license, only 2% actually become donors. So in our case, I guess Clayton figured if something happened, I don't know if they could do that. So he went online, signed up, and became a donor. So we didn't have to make that decision. He made it for us, which is the way he did in life. And, you know, if you want, I could stand here all day and tell you things that he did for a young man, and it's hard to believe. But Abby wrote a book and gave it to us for Christmas. Clayton Sparks Leaves His Mark. And if you want to actually know everything he did as a young child, read that book because it helps you pass on those traits to young children. So it just keeps giving, and what it's given us, it's just always joy. So I thank you for your time.
When people ask what donation changed, the obvious answer is that it saved Reed's life. But its impact reaches far beyond that. In 2014, just a few months after we got married, Reed was diagnosed with primary sclerosing cholangitis and ulcerative colitis. We were newlyweds making plans for the future and suddenly found ourselves having difficult conversations about a future that looked very different than what we had imagined. In 2017, we learned that Reed would need a liver transplant. He was added to the transplant waiting list, but because of the way his disease progressed, his chances of receiving a transplant weren't always in his favor. We traveled across the country, seeking evaluations and listing at multiple transplant centers, hoping to improve his chances of getting the call on time. At the same time, we were fighting another battle. For years, we struggled with infertility, multiple pregnancy losses, and underwent multiple rounds of in vitro fertilization. Then, in September of 2018, after years of hoping and praying, we learned we were expecting twins. It should have been one of the happiest seasons of our lives. Instead, it was filled with both incredible joy and tremendous uncertainty. We were preparing to become parents while still not knowing what the future held for Reed. Every appointment, every milestone, every plan for the future came with a question that we couldn't answer. Would he get his transplant in time? Then, in January of 2019, we got that call. I was 21 weeks pregnant. Larry and Beth had just experienced the unimaginable loss of their son. And because of Clayton's gift, everything changed for us. Because of Clayton, Reed got to meet Oliver and Kaylee. He gets to hold them, raise them, cheer for them, love them. And maybe the simplest way to say it is this: because of Clayton, our children have memories with their dad instead of stories about him. But the impact didn't stop with us. The hope that Clayton's gift brought rippled through an entire community that had been carrying this journey alongside us. People who had prayed for years celebrated with us. People facing their own hardships found renewed hope. And countless people learned, often for the first time, what organ donation can make possible. That is what donation gave our family: more time. And through the story that followed, it gave hope to so many others as well.
Hi, I am Clayton's mom. When you have a child like Clayton, and like many of you have children who you have lost, that have brought you so much joy and just loved life itself and brought happiness to you and to others around them, and then you lose that person. For us, we just thought we were going to be sad for the rest of our lives. We thought nothing would ever bring us happiness again. And when you lose a child, you lose so much more than just your child. You lose the idea of having grandchildren, of having a daughter-in-law, of enjoying family events. But organ donation changed that for us. Clayton made the decision to be an organ donor, and that one decision that he made brought joy back into our lives. Hey.
I'm Jay. Pleasure to meet you.
Meeting Jay, to think that he has Clayton's heart, like just walking up and thinking that was just, I don't know if breathtaking is the right word, but it was just like, even his personality, he was bigger than life. Like he would come in, loud, shaking everybody's hand, making everybody feel good, like just that kind of person.
There were so many emotions coming together. Every day for the past 7 years has been a bonus in my life.
Hard to watch that video and not be moved. When I watch that video, I don't just see a donor family and a recipient. I see the extraordinary impact of one decision and a reminder that one life can leave a mark on countless others. As we look around this room tonight, we see a similar story everywhere. Athletes competing, families celebrating, recipients, living donors, donor families. Every one of us is here because someone chose to say yes. And while every story in this room is different, they are all connected by the same extraordinary gift. A gift that turns heartbreak into hope. A gift whose impact reaches farther than any of us can imagine. For our family, that gift came through Clayton. And because of him, we've gained not only more time, but a relationship that has become one of the greatest blessings of our lives. His life continues to make a difference in ways none of us could have imagined. And for that, we will always be grateful. Thank you.
It's tough to come up and say anything after that. Let's give another round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, for Reed and Abby Gray. And when Mrs. Sparks said that after losing a child, she was able to get joy from her teammates here who are donor recipients, I really want to say that is such an amazing thing, and that's why I love being a part of Donor Alliance and why I'm here at the Transplant Games. As a father, I could not think of anything worse, and the thought that those of you who have received an organ, eye, or tissue donation, you're not just remembering the history of Clayton and others, but you're celebrating it. So thank you. Next, yeah.
We have gone on vacation with Reed's parents. We are always invited to Abby's nieces and nephews' birthday parties. And we now have the best daughter-in-law parents could have with Abby. She checks on us all the time. If there's a storm that comes through, when after everything settles down, she calls and makes sure we're all okay, the house is okay, and we're still there kicking around. The family celebrates our joys and our happiness as if it was their own. The Grays are our support system. And all of that sounds amazing, and it is. We are so blessed. Our family is so blessed. But then the biggest joy of all of this is we are now grandparents to Reed and Abby's twins, Oliver and Kaylee. We are BB and Pops, and we love this role. As you pull into our driveway or walk into our home, you will see kids' toys, bikes, four-wheelers, all the things grandparents have to spoil their grandkids. We cannot even explain what a blessing the Gray family has been to us. I have heard a lot of heartwarming stories of happiness that organ donation has brought to so many people since I've been here. I am glad you were able to hear the happiness it has brought to this donor family. I once told Abby that Clayton was going to have his accident regardless of whether he was an organ donor or not. And that is true. If Clayton wasn't an organ donor, he still would have had the accident. That was still going to happen. But the fact that he was an organ donor, that one selfless act has brought hope and love to Larry and me and so many others. We are grateful that here at the Transplant Games, we met Jay. Jay is the recipient of Clayton's heart. And Jay was here with us and hung out with us this whole time, and he had to fly back this morning. But I can't even explain to you what that meant to Larry and I, and how that Abby was actually a big part of helping us set that all up and helping the Transplant Games set that all up for us. And there are some experiences that you just can't sit here or stand up here and tell. And words just aren't enough to be able to explain to you. And this is one of them. So we'd like to share a short video that the Transplant Games made to help share that moment with you all. Thank you.